fam. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody has having a great week. As I kind of alluded to early this week, wouldn't it would be hard for me to trade and all that good stuff. So I haven't really done a recap because I had nothing to recap. I hadn't been doing anything right so this whole week, and next week will be the same. But I did want to come on and just kind of talk about really just the higher time frames kind of setup that we had talked about. I think on my last video, just we're at blue sky above us, and only thing below us is some fair value gaps. And so just wanted to show you guys what we talk about when we say the power of these fair value gaps and our liquidity zones, etc. If I look, and this is again, we're looking at the weekly chart, ES on the left and NQ on the right. We'll look at the weekly, we'll go out to the daily just to kind of take a look at it really quick. But if you notice again here, remember, if you remember on our last video, we talked about price, basically we were looking at this, we're looking at this candle. Yeah, this is our weekly candle. And we had kind of peaked above, the weekly buy side. And I said, well, we have a bullish, bullish fair value gap below us on a weekly fair value gap. And so my expectation was price to come down here and then shoot up here. And so if you kind of look at what happened, if we take all this off, basically that's what happened, right? Before we just had like a little wick here. So we end up wicking down into the fair value gap below the sell side, the weekly sell side, and we actually reversed off of that. And we'll see that better on the daily, but that's just kind of the big action we had. And then very same thing on the NQ, where we had this candle, which we said, wait, we haven't gone up to take out the buy side on NQ, right? We're still below it. And, next day what we end up doing was come down, halfway down to that fair value gap. Again, this is a weekly, kind of halfway down, that consequent encroachment, as the ICT folks say. And then we reversed off of that, right, out of that fair value gap. So, this is the thing I did know was when that would happen. I didn't know it was going to happen the next day. I thought we'd have a little bit more of a run up. But again, that's kind of that's what we say. We play the chart, not our feelings, right? And so I'll go down really quick to the daily on both of these, just so we can kind of see how it happened. All right. So if you look at the daily, this big candle is today. This was yesterday. Yesterday was Wednesday. So we actually came down Tuesday and Wednesday. We came back down, because if you remember, on a weekly we were above, right? We were up here. So next day we kind of went back down to the buy side, but at that point, to be that buy side it's not even there anymore. I just left it on there so I can keep track of it. But we came back down. Then on Wednesday we came back down just enough to go into that fair value gap. And it's hard to see, but it's actually the January 21st fair value gap was, new week opening gap was there too, right? So anyway, a lot of confluence here, and then you see what happened today. We just shot up out of that fair value gap. Surprised, yeah, not really surprised, but I thought we may have gotten down a little bit lower. That's kind of what we did on NQ. You look at NQ, kind of same movement, right? So if you look at, this was Wednesday, so this was Tuesday, right? So this was the previous day we looked at before. We came down. We didn't get back down to that gap. Wednesday we came down all the way down again, more than halfway down to the weekly. There was a couple of dailies here as well that we were in the middle of. So a ton of confluence there. I could have marked out some sell side over here too. That's where sell side would have been once we went past it. But again, I wasn't too worried about that. And then you see today, we just kind of shot back up out of that fair value gap. So this is a perfect move of what we look at from a fair value gap perspective. Now, how would I have played that? Really a couple ways. Of course, I'd have been much further down as far as time frame, but looking at that, the easy play is always I could put a once I get down into this gap, I put an order on the top of that fair value gap, and for it to come out and pick me up and all that good stuff, right? Definitely could have played it that way. All right, so but again, I'm not going to go any further than that, guys, because I have not Again, I have not traded. I haven't even looked at the market outside of just peeking at the higher time frame. And so, if you're a DR trader, and you've been with me for any amount of time, you know how to trade DR. Right? I don't have to tell you that. I'll tell you what we're looking for and how we execute when we see that. Right. So I'm trusting that you guys have done that without me. Again, I do recaps. Right. I don't do I've done one live trade, but I don't do live trades. So you can't follow my trade. You got to just trust your process and trust how you actually want to. How you want to have your risk tolerance and your take profits and all that good stuff. So anyway, that's it. That's all I want to talk about. I want to keep this short, but again, hope you guys are doing well. Tomorrow's Friday. I'm actually at home tomorrow, so hopefully we'll get into be able to do some trades. We'll see if the market cooperates. Huge earnings releases today, so we'll see if that carries over to the morning. Haven't looked at. It looks like Nvidia and Meta, all those guys did pretty good. So, we'll see what tomorrow brings. All right. All right. So anyway, guys, have a great one. Appreciate you. Of course, love on your loved ones. You never know when you won't be able to do it again. So take advantage each and every opportunity. And you guys have a great night. It's been a long, long week. Leaving at 6:30 in the morning, getting home at 8:30 in the night. So, your boy is actually going to go take a nap or go to sleep. One of those two things, right? So anyway, you guys be good. I appreciate you, and we'll talk to you later.